All right, loud and clear. All right, just give me a second here. And let's start with this slide right here. All right, good to see you, Lynn, Randy, everyone. Welcome back, Donald. My name is Fausto Pugliese, president founder of Cybertrade University. Thanks, everybody, for being here and everyone on social media. We are going to be talking for about 45 minutes, and it is going to go extremely fast. I'm going to get right to the point. I'm going to show you exactly how to trade today's volatile markets. It has been a very exciting week because big earnings. Maybe you heard and saw what happened yesterday with Microsoft. You got a couple of big ones coming out this afternoon. You got the Amazon, you got the Googles, and everything else. But I want to kind of compare why we day trade versus why we swing trade versus why we long-term trade, or maybe do an option trade. And everyone's very familiar with all the brand name stocks like the Fabulous Sevens and stuff like that. So we're going to kind of cover it. And then most importantly, I'm going to show you exactly what stocks are moving today and why they moved the way they did. So we're going to basically capture a couple of things here. We're going to talk about some of the most important tools to use, how to follow them, how to be a good overall good around trader in the market, talk a couple of strategies on some swing trades that you might be looking at. And most importantly, maybe it's time to take a loss. Maybe it's time to take that profit. We're going to cover those things. But overall, we're going to cover all these within the next 45 minutes. Now, at the end of this presentation, just to let you know, we do practice what we preach, okay? And we've been doing this for over 35 wonderful years, okay? And, basically what you see, we're going to invite all of you to come to our trading room for 1 week and to see if this stuff really comes to work. Because look, I want to point something out really quick. And before I do that, I want to ask everyone a question. Does anyone here use AI? Anyone here use, ChatGPT or any of those? Just give me a chat back and let me know, because I want to show you guys something. Lynn, you use it? Okay. Anyone else? William, you use it? Stevie, use it? Okay. So I want to show you something really quick. And this is ChatGPT. I just asked ChatGPT a question. All right. So if you look right here, right, it says, what is the failure rate of people who trade in the stock market? Now, ChatGPT's got this little drama, by the way. The failure rate in the stock market for traders is depressingly high. Roughly 80-90% of retailers trade, fail to lose money over time. Tiny fraction managed consistently, turn to a profit. So yeah, most people try beat the market, end up feeling like they've been run over by a train. Anything else you want to know about this cherry topic? All right, well, if I needed to learn how to day trade, who would be a reputable educational school? Which I think why we're here. If you're really set on diving into the world of day trading, you want a place with a solid reputation and someone's got real credentials. Cybertrade University is one of those places actually known that they're doing. They've been around for a while. Several pros offering comprehensive courses and do just don't blow smoke like most people do. So if you're looking to learn the ropes, you look for the gurus. They said Cybertrade University. So this is ChatGPT. I just asked ChatGPT just about a minute ago. Okay, and then obviously you can see anything else you need to know. You want me to find? And I basically say, nope, thank you. Okay, perfect. So not only ChatGPT knows that, we also have a 5-star rating on Google. We've been sponsored and by more brokerage firms, anyone in the industry. We do work for NASDAQ, all that stuff. But the thing is this, it all came down to learning how to play the game. Now, also at the end of this presentation, I'm going to give you a copy of my book because I feel that everyone here, you hear about these stories, you hear about reading these books. Well, I'm going to show you how to beat the market makers at their own game. And the reason for that is because I was a market maker. Now, what I want to do really quick, I want to go to the market. I want to see some stocks out here, and I want to show you what's going on. Now, anyone here traded this morning? Anyone buy anything or looking at any stocks really quick? Let me just change this, put this in a different view. All right, what'd you guys look at? What stocks did you guys kind of look at? What'd you trade? Because I want to show you exactly what we're going to be looking at. Z-Car. Okay, John, Z-Car, great. Where'd you find that stock, John? Where'd you find Z-Car from? NVIDIA you looked at. Okay. From us guys. There you go. By the way, everyone has their chat to private. The staff, I don't know if we fix this problem, and hopefully it doesn't happen again, but could you make sure everyone, when you type in, you see where it says two, can everyone just click everyone so everybody can see your chat? Yeah, make sure everyone just clicks to everyone so we could see that. All right, so let's look at Z-Car. Okay, beautiful running up stock. You can see how the stock started this morning right around $4, ran all the way to a whopping $10 to $16. Look at that, up over 270%. Now let's go talk and bring up what Steve looked at. Let's look at NVIDIA, right? What's the difference between NVIDIA and Z-Car? Well, Z-Car was trading this morning at $4. NVIDIA was trading at 108. Now you need a lot more money to do that. And overall, percentage-wise, NVIDIA is up 4%. Z-Car is up 247%. How about kids? Everybody look at KIDZ? That was a pretty good one this morning. $1.30 to $4 up until 11 o'clock. You have plenty of time. All right. You want to compare that to Tesla? Well, Tesla, you had to risk $280. And what did that do for the day? Not even 1%. Now, some of you are probably going to ask, how did you find these stocks? Well, let me show you something really quick. If anyone here is subscribed to our trading room, which all of you can have access to it, this is the room right here. And let me just blow this up really quick. And what I want to show you is this. Does everybody see this right here? If you look right here and you look at that time, does everybody see that time right there? What time is that? Let's see if everybody's paying attention. Could everybody just put in that time? Now, we broadcast live at 9 a.m. So by the time I post this is the alert. What time is that? Thank you, John. Thanks, Mike. Margaret. Okay, 9:20 a.m. Do you guys see the two stops right there? What are the two stocks on that watch list? Okay. Z-Car and Kid Z. Does everybody see that? Now, I'm not making this stuff up. Okay. You can go back. You can test it, everything else. All right. Now, are you impressed? How did we know at 9:30 in the morning that those stocks were going to move? Because when you look at it at that time, at 9:30, Z-Car at 9 o'clock was at $9. It ran to 16. KIDZ at 9 o'clock this morning, when we saw it right around here, around $2.50. Look where it went up to, $4. If you bought 1,000 shares of either one of those stocks, if they just made $1, you'd have made $1,000, $250,000 salary, you're done for the day. All right. Now, are you guys impressed? Well, yes, we could also do trade that. We do trade the NVDL, and we do trade. Yeah, absolutely. But even if you look at NVDL, Gene, and I do trade it. I actually own it, okay, personally. But there's a time when you day trade and there's time when you swing trade. All right. But even this one is at $37. The other ones were at $5, $10. Big difference. Less risk, more reward. All right. So did I get everyone's attention? Now, I guess the next question a lot of you guys ask is this. How did you know about them? How did you find them, Fausto? How could we have jumped in? Well, like I said earlier, every one of you are going to be invited to come to that trading room when we do every morning. And I'm going to show you how we find them. All right. And that's what we're going to go on to next. So let me move this out of the way. Hold on a second. Put this over here. Move my trading room out of the way. And before I do that, let me introduce myself. So some of you don't know who I am. I'm actually one of the original day traders that started back in the early 90s. Forbes magazine wrote a big article about us, a bunch of kids tormenting Wall Street. Obviously, I'm not a kid anymore. I was 22 then. I'm 53 now, so it's been a long time. So if you read any of the old books about the So's Bandits, the day traders who started, I was one of them. So you could look at me as being your great-grandfather, all right? Now, over the years, I competed. I beat every school I competed against. I've also surrounded myself with some of the best people in the industry that I've learned from. And the big thing is I also wrote a book about it, and that's Wiley, big publishing company, one of the largest in the world, wanted me to write a book on Fausto. How did you do this? And the only reason why I'm good at what I do is because I live here in New York. I was smart enough to take a job as a trader. I surrounded myself, worked for free. I didn't care. I knew this business was a great business. And I've learned of every mistake why people lose money, just like ChatGPT says it. All right. Now, I also do private work for NASDAQ. I do a lot of presentations for NASDAQ. I've also been featured a lot of brokerage firms and also on financial stations. But the big thing is this: that does not make you money. Because you hear that all the time. Everybody's like to put all these feathers in their cap and brag about themselves, right? I'm not here to do that. This is not about me. It's not about my family. As much as I'm looking to build a new family with my traders. But I could tell you this: if it wasn't for trading, I probably wouldn't be married today, because it's a great job. I could travel around the world, spend time with my family. It's just it's a great business. I also love I have a home living channel. In that home living channel, I show you how to take care of chickens, everything else, how to raise gardens, cooking, whatever it is, fishing, because it is a great job. I mean, trading, it does give you the freedom to go and do this anywhere in the world. And I know a lot of you probably learn that and see that, but are you successful at it? So this has been a really crazy week with earnings. And like I said, this is not about me. It's about you. You want to know, can you teach me how to do it? And that's what the goal is. So what I'm about to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to teach you something that a lot of people don't talk about. And the reason why I don't talk about it, because they're not market makers like I was. I'm going to teach you what is called the right of the chart. What is the right of the chart, you might say? That's where the algorithms, the high frequency trades are, the AIs, everything that you know, where you want to see where Goldman Sachs is, Merrill Lynch. I'm going to show you where that is. And what you're about to see, you're going to be completely blown away, because you're going to see that you've been trading blind and you've always been behind the 8 ball. Now, it's been a very big week with earnings. Microsoft came out, Meta came out. You got Amazon that's coming out. You got Apple that's coming out. So a lot of earnings. Tesla came out with earnings last week, and they were really bad, but for some reason they went up. Google last week, good earnings, went up. Microsoft reported yesterday, did well, went up. Okay. So the thing is, which one of the fabulous 7 are the best bet to invest in? Because I think that's what everyone always looks at. So regardless of the stocks I told you about, ZCAR and KitZ and all those other ones, CEP and all those, if you follow me on social media, like what about, I'm not a fan of those, but how do I trade this? I'll tell you a little bit about it. Every stock trades exactly the same. Okay. And my question to you is this: how do stocks go up and down in the stock market, everyone? How do they go up and down? I'll wait for that answer. By the way, if you cannot answer this question, I tell all my students this: you should not be trading in the market. So don't be shy. Don't be scared. Just put it in the chat and make sure you have it written to everyone. Rick, very good. You're correct. Gordon, you're correct. Michael, you're right. Kathleen, you're right. Charles, what about you? Celeste, I didn't hear from you. Bill, what about you? Dan, Don, George, Louis, just don't be scared. Listen, traders, if I don't see you chatting back, that means you're not paying attention or you're embarrassed. Okay? You're here. I'm taking the time. I'm not here for myself. I'm here to protect you. Okay? Let me bring this up again. Let me remind everyone this question. Okay? Because I think people forgot very easily. Let me bring up ChatGPT again. Okay? What is the failure rate? What is the failure rate? Okay? 90%, 80%. Do you want to be part of 80%? If you don't answer this question, I'm just trying to be very honest with you. You're going to be part of that 80, 90%. Okay? You don't want to be part of the 80, 90%. That's why you're here. So you move this back over there on the right. Buyers and sellers. Does that seem hard? Buyers and sellers, that's all it takes. Buyers and sellers. It's not the Fibonacci. It's not this Shanken guy see that advertising on the TV channel. It's not Mr. Bollinger Band, okay? It's not all these fancy softwares that people try to, pawn on you and charge you all this money. It's about buyers and sellers. I'm going to teach you where the buyers and sellers are. Now, there's 4 magic windows you need in trading. You need a simple chart. You need a big percentage gainers and losers. You need NASDAQ book viewer, or what I call level 3, or you need level 4. All right. So let me show you how we find these stocks, and then I'll show you how we follow the money. All right. Now, finding them is quite easy. I'll be honest with you. It's all on a big percentage gainers and losers list. Now, I did tell you just earlier about the stock Zcar. If you look right here, Zcar, here's the big percentage gainers and losers. You see it's number 1. You see KIDZ is number 2. You see the most active? The most active is KIDZ, right? With a trade. 100 million shares, 160 million shares. Okay. So they're all there. I mean, same thing with Palantir and Tesla and Hood and, TSLL. But Zcar is there. Did you know that? You're probably sitting there thinking about I don't know those companies. I know Microsoft. Okay, but does it matter that you're going to be trading a $400 stock? And by the way, please don't tell me, oh, but I don't trade that stock. I would rather, I could trade the option. Let me talk about options really quick. Okay. And by the way, how many of you here do trade options? I know there's a lot of you, and I'll tell you why you're trading options. Because you're probably saying, well, I can't afford the stock, so I'll trade the option. Let me explain something to you. If you can't be a good stock trader, you're going to be a horrible options trader, and I'll tell you why. It's the movement of the stock that makes an option move. You want to be a good options trader? You damn well better learn how to trade the stock first, okay? And sometimes you might not need to trade the stock. You could just trade the option and make things easier. So try to be a little wise when it comes to that first, all right? So next thing we got to look at, CJ says, true. Thank you very much. All right. The next thing we look at is timing, right? Today, right now, it's 12 o'clock, 12:20. It's the middle of the day. We made most of the money's made right here. In the morning, why am I having this problem here? There we go. Right here in the morning and then the afternoon. Middle of the day is okay. Okay, but trading is not a full-time job. So one of you said, Fausto, I wasn't here in the morning. I missed your morning call because you're on the West Coast. That's fine. I get it. All right. So the thing is, so you could trade the afternoon. By the way, there's a lot of you guys answering questions. I do have a Rich, you could just copy that. Whoever's in CTU staff, to just copy and paste. Everybody can read that. But thank you very much, Louise. I really appreciate it. It's great to always have you, here. And whoever else will reply back, I missed it. All right. So the big thing is this. It's about having a game plan. All right. Now, the game plan that you need to understand is follow the money. Now, do any of you guys watch any of my podcasts? I always have gurus on there and everything else, and they all say the same thing. It's all about following the money. Okay. Now, how do we follow the money? I want to start off with talking about something called NASDAQ book viewer. All right. Now, maybe you could do a poll really quick here. Does anyone here have level 3? Let's do a quick poll. Do we have a poll up? There we go. There's the poll. Just give me yes, no, I'm not sure. Let's see how all of you guys answer this question. Daniel, just put it in the poll. Same thing, John. Just put in a poll. And if you're a student of Cybertrain University, please try to not answer this question, okay? Now, I do a lot of work for NASDAQ. I do presentations for NASDAQ. I do training videos for NASDAQ. They hire me. Now, the exchange, understand, NASDAQ doesn't need me. I need NASDAQ, but why is NASDAQ come to Cybertrain University? Because they know what we teach works, okay? We've been working with them for over 30 years. Now, I'm going to show you, I don't work for NASDAQ, okay? But like I said, they hire me to teach people this software. Now, what I'm about to show you right now is I'm going to show you exactly how to read it. So basically, let me get my crayons out here and let me show you what's going on. So these are our buyers and these are our sellers. Now you're looking at every single seller and buyer in the entire world that want to trade Snapchat. You're seeing every order, every share, and at every price. And whoever wants to buy for the most amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to buy for less money, it's on the bottom. Whoever wants to sell Snapchat, up on top, and everyone at the bottom. Now, let's just think about this for a second, okay? You have a seat on the exchange. People pay millions of dollars for this. They got rid of it. They bought them all out. Now they wanted, the exchanges wanted to make it a fair market system. You have the opportunity to see every order out there on the exchange. You'll see, like, sometimes I'll have some people on the Chicago Exchange, the New York Stock Exchange, on my podcast. They're not there anymore because they got rid of them. They didn't want to make it a exclusive club. They wanted to make it a fair market system. You have a chance now to see every order out there in the entire world in the stock you're in. And let me ask you, one of you said, hey, Fausto, Tesla in the video. Great. Do you know where Goldman Sachs is buying it? Do you know where, the algorithms are selling it? Would that help you? Because you're seeing close to about 50 to 70% of every single order that's traded around the world. Now, think about this for a second. How much smarter and better trading decisions would you have made by seeing where these orders are? Think about it, right? Now, let me show you how we put this into a play. Here you have a stock, Tesla, goes down. 256, drops down to 246. I don't know why 246, not 245, but some reason right around that number, the stock goes up back to 258. Why did it stop right here at 245? Why did it bounce there? It only bounced there for one reason and one reason only. If you go to the NASDAQ book and you work your way down, and if you notice that there was a really big order down there, and that order is this order right there, there were over 350 orders out there around the entire world that aggregated to 200,000 shares, okay, at that number. Why that number? I don't know, and I don't care, okay? All I know is that if I wanted to buy the stock and I was thinking of buying at 256, well, because I like it. Well, there wasn't really that many buyers at 256. The really big buyer was right around here at 245. So why go out there and pay $10 more when I could buy $10 cheaper? And why would I buy $10 cheaper? Because that's where most of the orders are. And that's what we call support levels. Ever heard of it before? Yeah, you did. Okay. Everyone's looking for support and resistance. But the reason why you have it backwards is because the only way you're going to have a real true support if you have real true buyers at that support. And that's where people make their mistake. Now, let's look at resistance levels. Look how the stock goes from Amazon goes from 183 all the way to 187 and comes back down to 181. Why did it stop right at 187? Why not 190? Where did that number come from? Oh, I'll tell you where it came from. Sellers. That's right. Sellers. Look at the sell column. You work your way down. And when you look right down here, look at all the sellers. 109,000, 11,000. I don't know about you, but who do you trust more? The 600 share seller or the 100,000 share seller? By the way, how many of you guys are selling Amazon? Are you trading 100,000 share lots? Are you part of the 256 orders out there and the 33 orders? Because it's not one person, it's a lot of people. So don't ever think like, oh, how do I know that's a real order? I don't know. You think all 256 people are out there together and they all call each other their friends and say, hey, Mike, Goldman Sachs, Bill, we're on a conference call. Lance, Steve at Shearson, or I'm trying to trick this guy, this person, George, to buy Amazon. So let's put some fake orders out there, all of us together. And when he gets it, we're going to get out. I mean, I know it sounds pretty stupid, but you know what? You know how many times people ask me that dumb question? Oh, how do I know these are real orders? Let's go out there and once you execute it, we'll find out how real it is. Trust me, they're not working together. All right. There's all algorithms. And it's up to you to follow that order. John, thank you very much. I appreciate it. John, listen, when I look at this, the ChatGTP, and I ask this question and I find out why all these people are losing money, this is why they're losing money. Why would you get into a business? You're like, well, how am I still in business? Because I've learned how to play the game. And if you logged in late and you logging in late and you didn't see what I posted on ChatGTP, well, for some of you, when I asked ChatGTP, who do you recommend to learn? Guess what came up first? Cyber Trading University, which we're going to talk about that later. All right. By the way, did I lose anybody? Is everybody following along? Everybody okay? Everybody following it? Did that seem hard? Michael, you following along? Margaret, great. CJ, you still there, John? Okay, good. All good? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just like almost like common sense. The only reason why anyone would fail is maybe you got greedy. Maybe you're like, maybe, and that happens. We're human. We make those mistakes. But listen, we see icebergs every day. Every day. I'll bring one up in Robinhood, right? Let me show you this. Stocks going down, right? Let me ask everybody a question. What's going to make the stock from stop going lower? Can anybody answer that question? I'm going to wait. I want to see what you guys come up with. What's going to make the stock go? You ever own a stock, it's going down, like, oh my God, I'm losing money. What's going to stop? Oh, that's right. Very good. Buyers. Very interesting. Do you see buyers on a chart? Do you see buyers telling you on TV they're buying it? No, right? You need buyers. The only way you could see buyers is to see where they are on the exchange. And you'll look right here and you'll notice the biggest buyer out there is at $47.15, 50,000 shares. Is that a lot? Well, look at all the other orders. 1,000, 9,000, 900, 1,000, 900, 1,000, 13. Look at all these cheap little small buyers out there. The biggest buyer out there is right there at 47.15. What do you think is going to happen when we get to that 50,000 share buyer? Exactly. Hit that price and went right up to 49. Now, for some of you, you'd be like, oh, I want to buy it at 47. Too late. You were 15 cents too late. Some of you would be like, oh, you know what? I want to buy it at I want to buy it at like 45. Too late. Buy real was sitting at 47.15. That's what it comes down to. Let's go check out SMCI. So what happened yesterday? Got destroyed, right? Destroyed. Bad earnings. Went from 36 all the way down to right around $28. Where the hell did that number come from? Why 28? Why 28? Anyone have an answer? Because in after hours, it went right back up to 31, and then it came back down to 28 in the pre-market. Why $28? Anybody have any idea? Sellers? No. If it was sellers, it would still go down, Michael. George, support? George, remember what I just told you before. How is support being built? Gerard, you're correct. Frank, you're right. Buyers. You need buyers. Well, I don't know. I went to the exchange and I noticed that there was a 235,000 share buyer at $28.9. And there's 222 orders out there. Look at all the other orders, 5 orders, 14 orders, 6 orders, 222 orders sitting there clear as day at $29. Not 30, not 25, not 28, 29. What do you think is going to happen when we get down to 29, fellow traders? What could possibly happen at 29? Without even looking at some VWAP or some moving average, it's going to pop. Well, I wouldn't say pop, Daniel. I would say it's probably going to be, a support level, right? Let's see what happens next. 9:30 starts up. Market opens up. Tests it. Those are 1-minute candlesticks. And what happened? In less than 10 minutes, it ran from $29 to $30.40. What's next now? Now you're making money. Where's resistance levels? Well, look what happened. Went from that number all the way up to $30. And it's still moving up. Well, the thing is, you made money. Now you need the resistance, right? Where's the resistance for the stock? Well, we got a 200,000 shares sitting there at $30.40. I don't know. You bought it at that price of at 29 to 27, whatever it was. Now the stock is at the big sellers subbing right around here. What do you want to do? You want to hold on? Do you want to get greedy? But I remember SMCI, the stock went up a lot. That's great. You got to get past that 200,000 share first. All right. That's right, John. You need the discipline rules. And if you didn't take that discipline rule, look what ended up happening. It ran from the 30.50 and now it's back down to 29. Now you don't want to chase and you don't want to get greedy. What you want to do is follow the money. Now, by the way, what'd you guys think about that so far? You guys lost? Who here would like to get NASDAQ book viewer? How about that? Who here would like to try it? Because we're almost done here. I got to go because I got about 10 minutes left. I got another presentation to go, but who here would like to get it? Okay, so let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you in the next few moments how are you guys going to get it. I'm just going to let you know why trading was not so popular when I started. When I started, to get this data, you had to pay over $1,000 a month. At 22 years old, 30 years ago, pay $1,000 a month. That's like me telling you right now, hey, you want to pay $4,000? And I probably think most of you, 95% of you probably would opt out right now. Okay. Well, they changed it. Once they got rid of the market makers and everything else, they dropped it all the way down to $15. Okay. Now think about that for a second. Who here would not pay $15 to find out where every dominating market maker is, every order is? Would you pay $15 for that data? And it's not through me. You're buying this right directly through the exchange. You are going to imagine going to the New York Stock Exchange and they'll let you walk into the floor and there's a $15 fee to get inside. Would you do that to sit on and see where everyone's buying and selling? Would you pay $15 to walk on the floor of the exchange? Because if you didn't, then I'm just going to give you a heads up right now. I'm going to do you a big favor. Log out because you will be part of this 80, 90% failure rate. I'm just being very honest with you. Okay. I've been doing this way too long. I've seen too many people blow up their accounts. It is a very big failure rate. But if you don't go out there and first of all, if you think you're getting stuff for free, you're in the wrong business. Nobody works for free. I don't work for free. You don't work for free. Okay. You think the exchanges, they discount it long enough. Okay. Now, by the way, just to give you guys a heads up, this technology, some of it's very new for you. This has been around for almost 40 years. And I know some people are like, well, how? I'm just finding about it now. Well, once again, you have to say who really trained you. Okay. Now, if you thought that was pretty cool, wait till I show you something called level 4. Now, level 4, if you haven't subscribed to my channel on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, I don't know what you guys are a fan of. Let me post the links up there. Go there now and register because I have over 3,000 videos I've done. And I've been making a lot more shorts because just something more quick for you guys to watch. but I go over all these features, okay, that we're talking about. But better yet, I'm going to invite all of you guys to come into the train. Can we get book viewer if we have book back? Yes, you can. Absolutely. You might not need it if you already have that, Rick, but that'd be more suffice. So let me show you something on level 4. Palantir, big stock we've been trading for a long time. Stock went from 110 all the way to 118, right? Look at this big iceberg order here of 295,000 shares. Now, what you're seeing right now is you're seeing it more of, oh, by the way, these are the results. I didn't share the results with you with the level 3. There it is. Look how many of you guys don't have it. And if you're not sure, look at that. It's almost like 70%. All right. So the big thing is this. Palantir had a big run up. This is over the course, you can see the stock moving over the course of the week. Big run up. But you're coming up to this big seller. What do you think is going to happen when you get to that big seller? Right? Support, resistance. Remember, it's these sellers that make these resistance levels. And let me show you. Let me bring it up for you. Let me show you a little bit better here. All right. Do I have a Palantir? Yep, I do. Look what's happening over the course of the day with the stock. This is it. This is live data. Look at the seller right there, 225,000. He's still out there. He just showed up again, okay? But the real big seller is right around here, 125 and 130. Now, let me bring up the chart. Palantir, PLTR. Look at the resistance. Look at the resistance levels, our fellow traders. See that high? What's that high? What's that high right there? Can everybody put that in the chat room? Let's see if you guys know how to type a number. What's that high right there? 125. Interesting. Pretty funny that there's a big seller, 125. How long he's been out there for? He's been out there for a couple of weeks. And how you have a game plan if it goes past that? There you go. Let's look at Tesla. All right. TSLL. This one's a really good one. I like this one. Let me bring up Tesla. So Tesla, resistance levels from what the chart shows us, it's right around there. All right. That's resistance. And maybe even here. Not as much, but the real big seller was here. All right. You can see right there. That's really where the big resistance levels were. It started around 212, went up to about 280, 290, back down to 212, back to 290. So stock is right there. But when you look over here, look at the resistance. 295, 300, 275,000. And if you zoom out, there's no one at 210, 320, 330. The real big orders are hovering right there. So when you're sitting there, you're trying to realize, like, is that really a big resistance levels? Well, the only way you have that resistance level is those sellers out there. All right. Now, what I'm going to do, everyone, I'm going to invite you guys to come into my trading room because I have to go. But I'm going to get you guys registered before we go because I want to show you how to get NASDAQ book viewer. I want to give you my book and I want to give you access to the trading room because I want to show you this for all week long. Okay. And I told you it's going to go fast. All right. So there's no better time to learn and watch alongside with my traders. Now, my traders, just to show you right here, this is our trading room. I started the first trading room 35 years ago. I know there's a lot of them now. What do you think they learned it from? We got close to 200 traders in there right now. We usually have between 200 and 300 at a given time. We have a few thousand traders. Obviously, people don't come all day long. They come and go whenever they please. All right. But I'm going to give you access so you guys can go in there. Now, just to let you know, Cybertrade University has been endorsed and has been sponsored by more brokerage firms than anybody in the industry. And which I thought that was very important. I'm going to go back to ChatGTP because it had something very important it was sharing with you here. And it's all about this right here. Could you guys read this really quick? See what it says? You always want to get a solid reputation with real credentials. Okay. So if you don't move forward with Cybertrade University, It's always important to have good credentials. And, apparently everyone's a guru right now. Okay. There are thousands of people out there. So if you're not going to learn from us, but you want to know why ChatGPT picks us, okay, this is the reason why. Benzinga, NASDAQ, Metastock, Charles Schwab, Tastywork. These are all brokerage firms Cybertrain University does education for. Not only that, but check out their Google reviews. We have a 5-star rating on Google. We're very big when it comes to customer service. We love what we do. We love teaching people. And if you're going to learn from somebody, go check their Google reviews. Okay. By the way, if you can't find them, let me tell you a little secret. That means they took it down. You don't have to put your Google reviews. That means they're so bad, they don't want anybody to see them. Just giving you, with any company, just giving you a heads up on that. Okay. Once again, ChatGPT ranks us first. And this is all we're asking for. Remember I told you it costs $15? Well, guess what? Before you spend 15, let's spend 9. Okay. So you're going to get everything that I told you for $9 a 1-week trial, which you're going to get access to all this great stuff. So you're going to get live commentary for a whole week in our trading room. You're going to get access to all our traders in the room. You're going to get to see all the watch lists, the stocks that we trade. We get in, we get out. You're going to meet traders. You're going to learn from the traders. We're going to give you live access to the team. We'll show you how to get these iceberg orders. You're going to have VIP access to all our podcasts, some of the biggest well-known people in the industry. I'm also going to give you my book for free. You could buy it on Amazon for $47, or you can get it here for free. All this plus, on top of that, we're going to give you some videos, how to download the NASDAQ book viewer, how to get it. What else are we going to give you? Workshops, Traders Talk Live. Oh, I got something even also great we're going to give you. Not only we're going to give you $9 back, because listen, I don't need your $9. The $9 just tells me if you're a real person or not. We're going to give you I'm going to give you a free coaching class. Now, I don't know about you, but I heard people, they spent thousands of dollars, never even spoke to the owner. Why would I speak to you for $9? I'll tell you why. My goal is I'm trying to find traders that could be part of my team. Okay. I have traders, we teach them so well, eventually they graduate and they move on. Okay. Because that's what we try to teach you what to do. So you can teach other people. This is not the Fausto software, so you don't have to pay software fees and get locked into something. We don't do that. We're going to teach you how to trade like a market maker. It's just following the market maker, just following the orders, and you can get this data right through the exchange. So you're not going to buy someone else's fancy, 365 platforms, or, all these crazy software, the 2C2000s and, all this. You don't need all that junk. Okay. It's all noise. We're going to show you how to just be like a true market maker. So we're going to have that conversation. Once again, all you got to do is take your phone, scan the QR code, or click on that link. Now, I have to go, ladies and gentlemen. I got another presentation I got to jump into right now. Does anyone have any questions before we leave? Lynn, Randy, thank you very much. I always appreciate you guys being here, being a great support of us. Don't miss the coaching class with Fausto, pure gold. Thank you very much, Lynn. It was great talking to you, Randy, too. Let me tell you, some people were very skeptical, and it's good that you are. And you know what? The thing is this: if we don't have the time to talk to you, then you don't have the time to take their training. That's the way we look at it. A couple of shout outs really quick, because I see some of you guys just registered right now. Greg, I got your registration. Welcome aboard. Ross, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Paul, I see you guys registered. Guys, $9. I'm going to give you the best advice ever. If you can't afford $9, you really can't afford to trade. That's the way I look at it. Okay. If you thought you learned anything right here, you haven't seen nothing yet until you get into the trading room. That's where it comes down to it. Michelle's a question. Do I have to start tomorrow? Can I wait till Monday? Absolutely. Start on Monday. What I just recommend you to do is just register now, so it's fresh in your mind. I mean, you get everything out of the way. It's only going to take you about 2 clicks to get it done, and then you worry about it then later. Absolutely. Okay. But it's very important. Every one of you, when you register, you are going to get booked with an education advisor. We want to walk you through Make sure you know what you're seeing. We don't want you to go in this room because you know what happens. Sometimes you sign up for crap and you're like, I don't know what's going on. Forget it. You're going to talk to our education advisors. They're going to take the time, explain to you what you see, where the videos are, everything. We want you to have a great experience, okay? Because I'm going to tell you, trading is not for everybody, and that's okay, all right? But if you think $9 is expensive, try losing 900 on a stock or 9,000, or following somebody on Twitter because he has 1 million followers and knows what he's talking about, okay? Remember, if you and by the way, like I said this earlier, if you don't move forward with us, make sure they have a good reputation. Okay, very, very important. A couple of new shout outs right here. Steven, just got your registration from Oklahoma. Welcome aboard. Michelle, I think that was you, right? I just see it from Maine. Thank you very much. Flitchburg, got your registration. Welcome aboard. Who else we got here? Michael Ross from North Carolina. Just saw you register. Look forward to talking to all of you. Okay. So think about it, guys. $9. You're probably wondering, something sounds fishy. It's too cheap. Why $9? Listen, I could do this for free. I just feel I want you to have some skin in the game. We have over 100 people logged in here right now. Listen, all 100 of you sign up tomorrow. I don't know where you came from. I don't know what country you're from. You guys just gave me a name and an email. We're not going to invite you in there. I don't know if you're a heckler or some person trying to steal our ideas. It's a way of us just trying to police to know who you are, and most importantly, have a little skin in the game. That's all. So $9, it's all it takes. Very easy, very simple. That's all you need. All right, guys. Any last minute questions? I have to leave. I'm getting late for my other speaking. How much money do I need to trade? That's a great question. And I'm going to give you a stupid answer. It's going to cost you $9. Don't worry about the thousands, the day trading rule. That's the least of your problems. You don't need a brokerage firm. You don't need anything. You just need to see if this is for you or not. Don't go out there, spend all this money if you don't even know what the hell you're doing first. Okay. So let's get that out of the way first, and then we'll worry about that in a second. All right. Any brokerage firm I prefer? No. The question that just came up, brokerage firms does not matter. To me, they're all the same. Like I said, that's the least of your problems. Don't worry about buying a car. Let's learn how to drive first. Okay. That's where we're going to go out. All right, traders. That's all I got. So $9. Don't forget to book your coaching. Look forward to talking to all of you. I'm just telling you right now, I will not talk to anybody unless you're in a trading room for at least 1 or 2 days. You don't got to be there all day, maybe the hour in the morning, the hour in the afternoon. But if you can't see what's going on, I can't teach you and explain to you what's going on. Okay. So before we have that conversation, try to be there. Try to be there on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll probably talk about Thursday, Friday, and we'll see if this future of trading is something for you or not. All right. Thanks very much, everybody. I got to go. And these are all the packages that you're going to get. Did I give everything there? Yep. You got the book, got the podcast, and yep, everything. There you go. All right, traders. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoy following the money. Now let's go put it to the test. I'll see you all in the trading room in the morning. And always remember, you got to learn before you could earn. Make sure you do your homework. See you all in there. Thanks, everybody.